guys, it's Kelly, the embroidery nurse. I don't talk enough about maintenance of machines. I really don't. Normally I pop on and just start rolling, right? Or I start through a project, or I'm showing you me working live. But what I don't show you is what I do to start my day. Now today I'm going a little step further. I definitely need to oil my machines every day. I mean, these guys are used pretty hefty. Ricoma, I love the Ricoma where it has specific little holes that I put this through. And then the baby locks, I do the wheel. So I put the oil on the wheel, and each machine will tell you exactly what and how to do it. It will walk you through step by step if you haven't done it. And you should have. Hopefully where you bought the machine showed you how to do that. So the things that are crucial for me are having the oil, and I do love this little one. I've also seen some that are like a pin shaped, and those are nice because sometimes I get a little too much, a little too excited with this. And then the other main thing is needles. Today I'm going to change out literally every single needle. I've recently done it on the Ricoma because I put some different size needles on a couple of them, so I changed them all out. But y'all, I can't tell you the last time I've changed the needles on my baby locks. I kind of got into a habit of changing them as needed, like when one would break or if I felt like something wasn't working right on it. But now I'm going to start doing it on a regular rotation where I literally change all of them. So I'm going to change, you know, all 6 on here and all 6 on there. The kind that I use, I love the Microtex needles. I'll post them below. They're the 8012s. I've just found these are literally universal needles that are sharp, and I feel like have always given me good results. So changing needles, you know, making it maybe more of a rotation would be my goal. So I'm gonna work on that today, and then oiling, of course, every day. I had a really good kind of aha moment, and I thought I'd share it with you. There was something that wasn't working on my Ricoma machine. I'm pointing that way because she's over there now. I needed more room for her for larger projects. But there was something that wasn't working. And so my immediate was, I'm calling Ricoma because this isn't working right. But really, when I talked to the person, the very first thing they said was, hey Kelly, let's just go back to the basics, right? Let's start at step 1. And that really was just like the aha moment that I needed. First and foremost, check my needles. Check to make sure that it's been oiled. Check the thread path on each, thread to make sure it's going in the right spots. And darn it, if that didn't fix the problem that I was having, the basics. And that's where most of the issues with your machines are gonna be, is keeping up with maintenance and keeping up with the basics. I can't tell you how many times a piece of thread maybe came out of one of the hooks up here, and I didn't know it, and then just over and over and over something was happening or the thread was breaking. And finally, when I kind of went back to the basics and realized, all right, let's go from the thread, follow the whole thread path exactly as it needs to be, did I realize that something was a little off, and it just took 1 second of a tweak, and then it's kind of like, why didn't I do that sooner? So you guys, if you're having a problem, anything with your machine, and one particular, say it's one needle specifically, well, that's normally a good clue that let's follow, everywhere and figure out where it is. But if you're having something consistent, if it's with the, your machine, if it's with all the needles, maybe it's the bobbin, right? But if it's just one needle, maybe you need to change out the needle. Maybe the needle's gotten dull. Maybe you were working on a project that really used that spot more than others. But then also just tracking your thread all the way through from top to bottom to make sure that you haven't missed something. I had at one point, one of mine, didn't realize it, but one of my needles had actually gotten a little bent. And when I'm doing like my checks of them, I realized I could just kind of move it back over. I was able to fix that myself. When it comes to the bobbin, making sure this area is cleaned pretty regularly. I get a lot of lint stuff in there. I do also take the plate off of the top of the bobbin area every so often and pick out some threads in there. That's where the thread cutter is located. And sometimes there's just some trapped threads in there that are easier to remove if you take that top plate off. So I'm going to go ahead and change up my needles. I'm going to oil it up, but I just kind of wanted to give my PSA for the day of making sure you're maintaining your machines, and then also making sure that when something does go wrong, you just go back to the basics, check all the things that you would first do when you get a machine, oiling, needles, thread path, and kind of go from there. If you've checked all those things, well, maybe that's time to call. Maybe that's time to, you know, phone a friend and say, hey, do you have any suggestions on what's going on? So I hope that helps. It truly was like an aha moment for me. So I thought I'd share it with you. Hope y'all are having fun stitching. We'll talk soon. That's one down, one to go. What I love about it is when I do change the needle, then I thread it, and if it threads okay, then I know the needle's in the right spot. So that's always helpful. So again, hope this is helpful. I will, down below, I'll put the needles that I use that I have just had so much success with. And if you guys have any questions, just let me know. On to the next machine. You guys have an awesome day.